I totally love that. Welcome to Wealth Empowerment. Look, now we're double playing. Wealth Empowerment, where life is but a dream. I am Kimse LaMeel, the founder of LaMeel.com and Wealth Empowerment. And thank you so much for being here on this webinar today with me. Um, I've got so much information that I want to share with you, and I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that I get it all to you in a timely manner. Anybody who has followed me on any of the Lamiel stuff knows that sometimes I can be a bit windy, uh, but I'm just really glad and excited that you're here. So Wealth Empowerment is actually now a parent company or a sister company, I should say, to LaMeel.com. And so this is where wealthempowerment.com is where you will soon find all of the credit, um, personal credit, business credit, income streams, courses, and wealth building courses will soon be moved over to wealthempowerment.com. So again, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. What I would love for you to do is the same thing that I have to do when I am preparing for a webinar. I want you to get focused because you're here to learn about credit, how to repair your credit, how to get to that 800 credit score. Turn off your phones, close the extra tabs. Sometimes that interferes with either me freezing or things like that with the internet. Close the door if you guys are like me and have kids. Even if you don't have as many as I have, close the door. Tell them you'll get back to them. Okay, I had to find my little car here so I can change the screens for you. If you need headphones, if you can't hear me very well, adjust the sound now. Tell your family you're going to need about an hour. I'm going to try to keep it to 45 minutes. Maybe we'll go over a little bit with some Q&A, but let's get focused because you are here to get this credit information that I am so excited to share with you. And for those of you who stayed to the end, I have a wonderful gift for you. So I will make sure that I share that with you. Also, Sugar is here with me. If you follow my Instagram, you've probably seen her, and now she's doing the most. So for those of you who are new to me, to Lamiel, to Wealth Empowerment, I want to introduce myself. That's me. And I am the founder of LaMeel.com and Wealth Empowerment, which is actually wealth-empowerment.com. Like I said, that's going to be a new site that should be opening up in the next few days. And all of the information that you were getting on LaMeel.com will now take you over to Wealth Empowerment, which is where you'll find that. I am also the creator of Credit Empowerment, and you guys may not be able to see that. Oh, there's the logo there, but for some reason it's not in the screen where you guys see. I'm also the author of Business Credit Empowerment, Manifesting Your Own Crazy Beautiful Life, and Manifesting Your Intentions. And most importantly, I'm a mother. I am a mother of 4 beautiful girls, and she's a movie star right there. And 4 boys. There are 2 of my oldest boys. There's Robert and my youngest, DeMarquez. And I'm also a grandma. So there's Aaliyah. Call her baby Aaliyah because my other daughter, the one with the glasses and the fur coat, her name is Aaliyah. And the newest addition to our family is Angel. She's a couple of months old now. She's not really that small. So that's a little bit about me. And as you can see, and I'll go back here, I have a large family. And for those of you that don't know my story, I'm going to tell you a little bit about it right now. So here I was, this was before DeMarquez, right? So I had 7 kids. I was going through a divorce. My credit was shit, and I needed to figure out how I was going to give these really beautiful, amazing kids the life that they deserved. And I, wanted to live a specific lifestyle myself. So what was I going to do? Well, I knew credit was an important um, aspect to that, right? So I had to figure it out. And what I figured out is what we're going to talk about today and what I call the ahead method. And ahead is actually um, a term that I associate with sailing because, when they say full steam ahead, when you are ahead, literally you're moving ahead, even just from outside of boating, right? But in boating, when they say full steam ahead, ahead means that you're on the right track and you're moving forward. A lot of people can be moving, right? So you're progressing forward, but are you progressing on the right track? And not everybody is. So today we're going to be covering that ahead method. We're going to cover why you need to fix your credit, which I'm sure most of you already know, or you wouldn't be here. We're going to cover all the elements that are needed to restore your credit. Okay. And it's more than just, clearing certain debt. Identifying what good credit is so that you have a target to work towards, and then how to get a 700 plus credit score in 8 months or less. And then how to always be able to stop your credit score from taking a negative hit. In other terms, how are you going to maintain that high score? So, life is but a dream. So, why is that the slogan of wealth empowerment? Because I do believe that your life should be like a dream for you, whatever your dream life is, that you need to be and can be living it now, which is where the ahead method comes in. And life is but a dream is a wealth building concept. And I use the analogy of boats because of the song Row, Row, Row Your Boat, right? Life is but a dream. That is where all of this came from because I do believe that everything you want is downstream. I believe that everybody is always working against the current. Everybody feels like if you struggled the most and you work the hardest, then you're more deserving and then you get the good credit. Like that's, in my opinion, a bunch of bullshit. Everything you want is downstream. Everything you want, if you allow the current to take you in a natural progression, you will get there and you will get there faster than the people who are fighting the current to get up the stream to only to discover now they've got to get back down the stream because that's where the shit is that they wanted to begin with. So if you row your boat gently down the stream, you can build wealth, right? The very first thing that you need is personal credit, and that's your boat. Then you have income streams, which allow you to have more opportunities to travel. So your income streams really are equivalent to other streams that kind of lead into the river. So new river streams, new avenues for you to float your boat. When you get to business credit, you're able to upgrade that boat to a yacht, and your physical assets represent land and total freedom, right? Because now you have this amazing vehicle, which is your yacht, that houses everything that you need. You have unlimited places that you can go, both big and small, which are your streams of income. And at some point, we all want to land and get onto land. And so you can go land or sea and be completely prepared for anything that life brings to you. And so that is my analogy for wealth building. So today we're talking about your personal credit, which is your boat. We want you to get a good boat, right? So what is the condition of your current boat? And then what needs to be done to fix it? So do you have an excellent boat? This boat is connected, the excellent boat is connected to another boat, right? So you've got a boat that is It's vibrant, it's on beautiful water, you've got um, extra supplies with you, um, and you're making it, right? You may not necessarily be going downstream fully, but you have all of the elements. Well, the truth is, if you had an excellent boat, you wouldn't be here. Most of you either have a piss poor boat like this one down here that's got holes in it that you can't even put in the water, right? It's not going to take you anywhere. It's decaying. It has not been given any attention whatsoever for probably years or decades. If you've got fair credit, then you're doing like these poor people down here in the corner. You're floating, your boat's floating, but it's sinking, right? And you're half in the water, half above water, trying to figure out how to get to land. But you're nowhere near land and you're not equipped to even get to land with the credit that you have. So if you have piss poor or, fair credit, then you're in the right place. If you have excellent credit, you need to go figure out how to create some more streams to float your boat in and upgrading to a yacht. So if you have been denied the stuff that you want because you have bad credit, right? Like I did, I had a 400. This person here is still doing better than I was when I started this program and started this process because they have a 520, which was more than what I had. Then you're in the right place, right? If you're ready to make a change and level up your life, you are definitely in the right place. And if you're willing to put 30 to 40 minutes a week into getting you a 700 plus credit score over the next 6 to 8 months, then you are in the right place because your life can be completely different this time next year. So here's my story, and this is what my boat looked like. Okay, it's been less than 10 years, right? It's been about, my son is it's probably been close to 10 years. So this is what my old boat looked like, right? I was divorced. I had over 15 delinquent accounts, bills from 2 houses in 2 different states that were in my name that were all on my credit report. My score was at a 400. I had 7 kids. I was at that point living with my parents. I needed to move. I had no credit cards, no car, and I was able to get a prepaid phone barely, and I was paying way too much for that. My current boat looks more like this. And it allows me to pull up to the most fabulous places and do what I will. Okay? Diamonds are forever. Like, I love that, right? And this is a dream. This was my dream, and now I get to live my dream. Is it a struggle? Not anymore. But there are a lot of elements to building financial wealth. There are a lot of elements to getting good credit, to getting business credit, to maintaining it. I did get up to, 794, but I also dropped back down to like a 500, but I was able to bring it back up again. And the reason that I was able to do that was because of the ahead method that I'm going to share with you today. Um, and I probably dropped over the years twice, one for reasons that made total sense, and one because the first time was really because my money mindset hadn't changed, right? So I was still doing and operating from a place of scarcity and not doing the things that I needed to do to maintain good credit, to maintain wealth, I just didn't have that mentality. When I developed the mentality and I raised my score back up, even though I dropped due to an illness, um, it wasn't but maybe 60 days before it was back where it needed to be. And I was able to make a recovery very, very quickly. As a matter of fact, when it went back up, it went even higher because I was operating from a wealth mindset, which is very important for maintaining, um, a stable boat. So right now, you have a decision to make. You're about to invest about 40 minutes of time into this webinar, and you really need to know that at the end of this webinar, you're still going to have to make decisions. Are you going to keep sinking like this boat up here? Are you going to start floating and rowing your boat gently down the stream of life so that things get better? See, talking is sinking. Action is floating. And I don't mean, because a lot of you follow me on LaMeel and in my manifesting, you've read my manifesting books, okay? So I'm not talking about action, action, do, 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 do. I'm saying you're given guided actions. You are here today for a reason. This is something that has been on you to fix, to correct, you know that this can change your life. You know that this current situation can be the bad dream that was in less than 6 months from now. Or will this be a worse scenario in your current situation? That's the decision that you have to make. If you're not ready to do the things that you're about to be guided to do, then you're in the wrong place, because this is a place of decision time. Are you going to float or are you going to sink? Being that you're here, you already know why you should fix your personal credit. I mean, it's a no-brainer for most of us, right? Jobs are now checking your credit score. If you ever want to buy a house, if you want a better chance for credit cards and loans, and even when you get them, some people have a 500 credit score, but they are paying 27% interest, right? Or do you want to be able to pay a 2 or 3% interest? You have more negotiating power. You can get approved for higher limits, better insurance rates, cell phone contracts with no deposits, utilities. It's easy to get approved for rental homes and apartments and things like that. And a lot of people just want the bragging rights. Like, they may not be doing real bad in life, but knowing that they are secure enough and or have a wealth mindset to the point that they can maintain a 800 credit score, you know, they want the bragging rights. So what's good credit? The Vantage scores and the standard FICO scores, the lower, let's see here, right down here is the FICO score, which is what most people use. So this is one of the most well-known types of credit scores, and this is the FICO. And this is what most lenders are using. And, the excellent exceptional range is 800 to 850. Very, very good is 740 to 799. Good is 670 to 739. Up here, there are a few companies that use the Vantage scale, so you can see that good, they don't even have the same. They don't have the same number scale. Okay, so good here is a 670, but on the Vantage score, you have to be at a 700 for it to even be good. The best thing that you need to know is that most people are using the FICO score, and that is the score that we work with in the AHEAD method. So there are factors that affect your credit score. Let's adjust this back. Okay, so how much new credit, the length of your credit history, the mix of your credit, payment history, amount that you owed, of course, needs to be under 30%. But this is the breakdown of how they determine and how each of these things are factored in for um, developing or factoring your credit score, right? So, if you have bankruptcies and um, payment history and loans and credit cards, those are the most influential. Highly influential is your total amount of debt that you owe. Okay, the things that matter the least. Oh, she is just so. So I should have added that to the webinar. Lock your dog up. So things that matter the least are whether your new credit cards and your mix of credit. Although it's good to have a mix of credit, they do factor in the least. So we'll go to the next screen. So there are two things you need to know, and this is a lot of information that I'm actually not going to read to you, because what's most important is that you need to know that there is a FICO score and a FACO score. And so Credit Karma gives you a FACO score, right? A lot of companies, like if you have TransRisk or ScoreX or ScoreX Plus, those places are FACO scores. These are, what they're saying to you is that they're going to give you a number for your credit score that is very similar or very close to your actual FICO score. Getting and providing a FICO score is expensive. So, um, they don't really, you're not really paying for that, right? They would charge you a lot more if you had access to your FICO score on a regular basis. So all those companies are giving you a FICO score, which is why if you've ever experienced thinking that you have one score and you go somewhere and they tell you it's either worse or it's better, it's because those people are pulling up your FICO, and what you are looking at is your FACO. Okay. As long as you are monitoring your FICO, you don't need to be concerned with your FACO. Just know that sometimes if you are subscribed to any of these services, that's your FACO. It's not even really worth your money. If you're going to spend your money, you need to spend your money monitoring your FICO, so you know the real deal. Okay. So here are 3 lies about repairing your own credit. It's too much work. It's too complicated, and you can get it wrong. Now, why are these lies? One, because it doesn't take very much work. If you can print a letter, you can fix your credit score. Okay? It's too complicated. It's not. And with our head method, you're not even dealing with lots of people. You are dealing with the credit bureaus mostly. So you can start with just dealing with the credit bureaus to clear up your score. You don't have to chase behind every single creditor and debt collection agency and all of that. It's so not necessary. Okay, so it's not that complicated, especially once you realize that you're only focusing on the credit bureaus. And you can do it wrong. You can't really do it wrong. There are a few things that you should know. So if you get educated and then move forward, you can't do it wrong by sending out a letter that says, hey, I need you to fix this. So here are those truths. It takes you less than 2 hours a month to fix your credit score if you're going at a slow pace. You can fix your credit score faster than a credit agency can. And it's less than what most credit repair agencies are going to cost you or charge you over time. Okay, over time, the average person pays anywhere between, $500 and $1,000. Most people are paying about $1,000 to $2,000 to repair their credit. However, as soon as there's a negative mark, da-da-da-da, your credit's screwed again. Okay, so I want you to consider, my boat's a little blurry. Hey, Tim. Position your credit ahead in 5 steps. Okay, and I want you to consider that what this means. The A in ahead is for your assessment. Okay, you've got to know where you are before you can have a real plan for where you're going. People will come to me and they say, well, my credit's real bad. Well, how bad is it? Well, I don't know. I mean, it's like, it's a 500. They say that. Okay, well, what's on there? They may say, well, I know I have a medical bill, or I know I have a student loan. But do you have 10 student loans? Do you have 5 student loans? Do you have judgments? Do you have bankruptcies? Like, you need to assess where you are with your credit situation. So you need to get a credit analysis, right? And a credit analysis is going to run from all 3 credit reports. It's going to combine everything together, and it's going to show you this is a detailed snapshot of your credit report. You have these many, delinquencies, these many charge-offs, these many this, these many that, not from one credit bureau, but from all 3 combined. Then you need to get it analyzed. No, you need to get it analyzed. And the analyzer will show you where there are discrepancies in your credit report, so that you can see this very, very easily, and it will allow you to develop a plan for moving forward, because you're not a credit repair specialist, right? So unless this is highlighted for you, how do you go about creating a plan for repairing your credit and you're not even sure what's what? So an analyzer is very, very key, because it's going to show you where the natural discrepancies are, because you're going to attack those first. It's going to tell you what you need to attack first, what things you need to leave till very last, because sometimes, there is a window of time when a company can still sue you, and then that gets put on your credit report when you're in the process of trying to get it removed. So an analyzer for your credit report is necessary. Then you can develop your strategy for removal. Now, I put the CPN assessment on there because that information is part of something that is offered, and it is an option. It has been an option. If you've heard my story, before I actually fixed my credit, I had a CPN. Okay, so CPNs are a good option when you have a very urgent, immediate need, and have a lot of things you need to remove. So if you don't have 6 months, you only have 3 months, a CPN is an option, but it's something that you need to be doing in tangent with your credit repair, because there's laws that govern a CPN, and you just don't know how long they're going to last. So that assessment will also tell you, should you or are you a good candidate for a CPN? Not everybody is. There's no reason to do the work twice. Okay, so if it's not necessary, then don't bother yourself with it. A lot of people are like, yeah, I just want to have the cushion, but your credit score is at like a 680. Put the effort that you would be putting into creating a cushion into getting an 850. Like, it doesn't make any sense, like none whatsoever. Or go to business credit. Okay, CPNs are for people who are rock bottom, who have that boat that I showed you what my old boat looks like, or in that page where you saw all 3 boats. This dog right now, Sugar, no ma'am. You got a boat that you can't even put in the water, a CPN is probably a good option for you. If your boat is floating, even if it's half sinking, there is probably a better option for you. So the H in ahead is for housekeeping, right? So what we're going to do first, and what you should do, is remove your addresses, your names, your hard inquiries that are current. Why? We don't know all the credit bureau secrets, but what we do know is that when you remove all of this extraness off of your credit report, your score goes up by like 60 to 80 points usually for the average person. So let's do some housekeeping. Get rid of addresses, get rid of old contact information off of your credit report as soon as possible so that you can get an immediate increase in your on your report. Okay, now the E is for erase and eradicate, and this is where you're going to spend a lot of your time depending on whether or not depending on my screen's not big enough, depending on whether or not, how many charge-offs, late payments, delinquent payments that you have, you're going to spend the bulk of your time here, right? In the erase and eradicate phase. And what we're going to start doing in this phase is getting those late payments, those charge-offs, those delinquencies removed from your report. And the way that we do this is through using a very legal and very ethical loophole. Okay? The ahead method does not encourage you to, does not encourage you to lie and say, I don't owe this debt, right? Our method is not about not owning up to your debt. This method is about utilizing the loophole within the laws that these credit bureaus and creditors are not abiding by. Okay, they're not abiding by the law by the way that they report things on your credit report. They are reporting things on your credit report. Every last one of you right now, almost 100% of what is being reported on your credit report is against the law. So that's why the analyzer on your credit report is so important, because it's going to show you what is what. And if it's not done correctly, if it hasn't been reported correctly, they're breaking the law. And so what you're saying to them is, you broke the law, get this off of my report. And during this phase, we're also going to remove you from check systems. We're going to remove student loans, repossessions, medical bills, bankruptcies, foreclosures, judgments, tax liens, and other public record. Okay. Then we move on to the A, right? And this is where you're going to rebuild your credit, because this is something that has to be done. Having zero credit doesn't give you an 800 credit score. You do need trade lines of your own. You need secured loans. You can be an authorized user or get a co-signer for things. You don't close your accounts. You're going to ask for accounts that were in good standings to be reopened. You're going to keep all of your balances below 30%. You're going to have a good mix of credit, which means you're going to have some store cards, some cash cards, some loans, things like that. That's a good mix. Some secured cards and some merchandise cards. That's what you need to be doing, and those are all representative of what you need to have on your credit report to have good credit, right? So in rebuilding, you need to be looking at trying to get one or more of each of these things. Having a lot of open credit lines does not hurt your credit score. Okay, so I know if you go to buy a house, they say close some of your credit cards down and blah, 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 because they're looking at something else. We're not there right now. We are looking at how to build your credit score to even qualify for that house. And you need to have larger lines, or all of your lines combined need to equal something that's substantial. And they want you to have 20 to I think they said 10, is it 10 to 20, $10 to $20,000 in loans? No, that's for good. For excellent, you need to have about $50 to $100,000 in lines of credit. Okay. You need to use the shopping cart technique. You need to utilize business credit, and you can also utilize banking with credit unions. Those things will definitely help you improve your credit, your personal credit, and give you access to more credit. So the D in ahead is for develop and for dominate, because you need to develop a credit strategy. You need to have a session. You need to have a session and a strategy that's going to stop you from falling back into the hole. And remember, I told you I went up, went down, went up, went down, went up. And the only reason that I was able to do that, that's like a millionaire who loses all their money and then gains it right back, right? And they do this over and over again because they have a millionaire mindset. And so it doesn't allow them to have less than $1 million over time. So you need a credit strategy, and you need to know how to fix and repair any situation that would be reflected in your credit score, on your credit score. It is imperative because life happens. Life happens. You people get sick, like I did. People buy houses, buy cars, suddenly have to buy 2 cars instead of just 1. Those things, take a hit. You have a spouse pass, and those bills get added on. Things happen, and you need to know how to fix it. And if you have a strategy that includes a repair method, you will be able to maintain an 800 credit score the rest of your life. So this is the ahead method repair process, right? We're going to assess. You're going to do your housekeeping. Get rid of all that little extra shit on your credit report that for some reason affects the numbers. Then you're going to spend the bulk of your time in the erase and eradicate area. In conjunction to that, you're going to be doing step 4, which is adding positive scores, adding new lines of credit. And then you're going to develop a strategy so that you can dominate this credit thing moving forward. Okay? 5 steps. That's all that there is. And before I move forward, I am going to check the chat box, see if I have any questions. Okay. Hello. There's so many of you guys, and I'm so sorry I did not spend a little time saying hello to everybody as they came on. Sugar, I promise you will never be part of another webinar. So this is a good question from Harold. Okay, can this be done in less than 6 months? Absolutely, but it really depends on what is on your credit score. Okay, so I can't say for certain without actually seeing it. Where do you get credit analysis and credit analyzers? Okay, so a lot of credit repair companies will give you your credit analysis, which is good. Problem is credit analysis, and some of those will have an analyzer option for you. That alone can cost you $200 to $300. Okay. Somebody says they've seen where credit repair companies are offering free credit repair. How does that work? And why wouldn't that be better? So here's the way it works. There is a law, quote unquote, that you can't charge for credit repair till you've done the work. So just like my credit repair team, when you sign up with us, you pay for an analyzer and an analysis and to be set up in our system. And that's all you pay for. Okay. If you decide that you want your letters sent certified mail, you are then billed for that postage on a regular basis. That's all you pay for. We are the cheapest thing going. There are companies that pay per deletion. Okay, if you pay per deletion and the average rate for pay per deletion, what that means is that they charge you nothing. They take your credit report, they find the things that need to be, corrected, and then they get it deleted. And you pay per deletion per credit, per credit bureau. So one deletion across 3 credit bureaus cost you $450. $450 to get one thing removed. So, say you find a better company that charges $150, right? On that, because this is on the low end, per deletion across the 3 credit bureaus. Okay, and you have our average client has about 10 things. It will cost you $1,500 for credit repair. And it can take the credit bureau, the credit agency, months to do that. $1,500 to remove 10 items. But you go, LaMeel, I don't even have that many items. Okay, so maybe you have 5. I've worked with one person, one lady who had less than 5 items. I think she only had like 2. But 5 items is going to cost you $750 to remove one time. So we've had clients that have come to us and they've already made payment plans. They've already done this, they've done that. And in the middle of their credit repair, they lost their job. So everything that was in good standing at that point became no longer in good standing. Their credit score plummeted. There is nothing that a regular credit repair agency is going to be able to help you with as it pertains to that, unless it is inaccurately reported, and that could take months. So she came to us, and in less than 30 days, I think she said by the time she got her first or second unemployment check, her credit score was back where it needed to be. And she didn't pay $1,500, $1,200, or even some ridiculous amount to do that. So this method, it's 5 steps. It's going to take you 30 minutes a week to commit to this. You can repair your credit and move on with a better life if you use the AHEAD method. So how do you get the AHEAD method? It is offered in something that is called the Personal Credit Empowerment Suite. Now, I developed a personal credit empowerment system, and that system combines several of my courses. We have now turned that system into a suite so that it is just one suite that you enter into, and you have everything that you need right in there. Okay? Everything is broken down into modules. It's very, very easy to follow. You have your welcome to the Personal Credit Empowerment Suite. You get an onboarding call. So that call explains to you how to access your suite, what's in it, what to expect, how to get support, because with my suite, you get support for life. You get support for life. You get unlimited emails and text support. And if they're unable to help you, they are able to give you priority in appointment scheduling to get you on the phone with either me or my personal credit specialist to get your issue resolved, to get your score corrected. Okay? You get those assessments, you get the analysis, you get the analyzer, and you get the CPN assessment guide with us, right? And what we try to do is get you onboarded via email initially and get your information so that when you get your onboarding call, you also have your credit analysis and analyzer done, and you can ask all of those questions to one of us personally. Then you have a whole module that walks you through housekeeping. So this is set up like an online course. There are videos, there is written content, there are a few download checklists, sheets, things like that. And literally, you're going to click on remove old addresses. You're going to have the letter for the old addresses. You're going to fill in your information. You're going to print it, and we're going to show you how to mail it so that it is received quickly, processed quickly, and the letter is pre-written so that it does get processed quickly, and you get the old addresses, how to fix your names. Boop, that letter, you press on the button, you fill in your information, you print that letter, you mail it as instructed, and you move on. So say this weekend you decide, I'm going to get rid of the old addresses, get rid of my names that aren't really mine, or some version of my name that they like to call aliases, and hard inquiries. Boop, I have done. That's 3 letters for each. It's exactly the same letter, so you're going to literally print 3. You're going to fill in 3 letters, you're going to print each letter 3 times, and then you're going to mail them out. And you can even print that postage from your computer, and so you've spent 30 minutes that week or less, and your letters are out. It doesn't get much simpler than that. Then you have a module called Erase and Eradicate, and it is set up the same way. We're going to remove public records. You're going to click, if your analyzer shows you have a public record, then you're going to go to your public records and you're going to fill out in the information on the public records letter for each of the public records, and you're going to send that out. Next time you're going to go for hard inquiries, depending on, so they're both in the housekeeping and in the erase and eradicate, because some hard inquiries you have authorized and some you have not. But you're going to go down the list, right? And so there's lots of modules, late payments. We're going to show you how to get out of check systems. So you're going to send for your check systems report. It is not the same as your credit report. And then you're going to, oh, I'm so sorry about my puppy. She is really, really being extra. And then we're going to show you the letters that you need to get everything off of that check systems report removed. Bankruptcy and foreclosures, as well as medical bills, and there's some other things in there. Again, you have full support. Then we're going to show you how to start adding. We're going to give you 10 options for guaranteed cards, secured loans. You're going to get trade line options. We're going to show you about business credit, and we're going to show you the shopping cart trick that you can start using immediately after your score hits a certain level, and we're going to help you get into credit unions. Okay, then you're going to get a credit strategy session. So you're back on the phone with me or a credit specialist, and we're going to strategize with you. How do you maintain this? What do you still need to do? What are some things that you can do as a backup so that you are in the right place always at the right time and have access to the right information? You have lifetime access. If at any time I close the Personal Credit Empowerment Suite, you will get a downloaded zip file that has all of the information from each module and each lesson there available to you. You will never be without it. And you're going to get your repair and repeat class. Repeat and repair, right? So what happens if you get sick? What happens if something pops up? How do you go about that? So that you're able to maintain, and all of that happens, at the end. So all in all, you end up with 26 modules. There are 83 lessons and 25 quizzes. Now the quizzes are not pass or fail. Quizzes are more checklists to make sure that you've done everything that you need to do in that session or section before you move on. That way you don't forget anything. So I'm going to show you real quickly. Let's take a look at the course. So I just want to show you real quickly, we're here, we're still at, I think she wants to talk. I talk. We're here at still LaMeel.com. Like I said, this will be moving to Wealth Empowerment. And this is the curriculum. Full steam ahead. This is just what is in the welcome module, okay? How it works. You're going to get, how to handle your letters, how to batch your disputes, completing your dispute letters, keeping the right records. Like nothing is going to be left to chance for you. How to get your analysis done with us, right? So your credit analysis, the analyzer, your CPN assessment, right? And then if it is decided or determined by you that you need one, exactly how to go about doing that. How to keep in your housekeeping section, how to remove the addresses, how to remove inquiries, okay? And addresses and names are in the same module. And then as I told you, once you've determined from the analyzer what you need to remove, look, you have every single letter that you need. Student loans, medical bills, tax liens, what to do when they don't respond with Equifax, with TransUnion, with Experian. If you need to freeze, LexisNexis, SageStream, which a lot of you may not even know about, CoreLogics, we're going to show you everything. When do you need to use that and how to go about it, right? And then the few times that someone is refusing to remove stuff, they're clearly breaking the law. We give you the whole disputes process with small claims court. You can take them to court and win. And a lot of times you'll never ever make it to court. I've never had only one person, at this point out of like over 5,000 people ever have to go to court and they won. All right. They won it getting taken off of their credit report and they won some cash. I think it was like $2,000. What to do if they sue you during the process. Remember, we talked about there is a time frame that you have to operate in where a creditor could still sue you. So what if that happens? What if that's already happened to you? This is how you deal with it. How to clear yourself from check systems. And then the adding section of the ahead method, right? Getting into credit unions, adding loans and shopping cards and things like that to your report. So there's a lot in here for you, even more than what I've mentioned. So that's a little bit of what the course looks like. So I have some free bonuses for you as well. Free bonuses include your monthly live Q&A. So once a month, I will be available live to answer your questions about what you're going through in the credit repair process, if you have any, right? I'm also going to give you a whole course on how to travel for free on credit. So it doesn't mean that you're putting it all on your card. It is you've repaired your credit, you've applied for these cards, and how to utilize these cards to get free travel. You're also going to get for free my home buying program. Okay, so regardless of where you are in your credit repair process, if you're wanting or needing to buy a house, you're going to have access to the entire home buying program. And what to do when your credit is clear. You get that consult, which is kind of your exit strategy session with me. All of that is free in the Personal Credit Empowerment Suite. It's a lot, but it is something that you're going to need, and I want to make sure everyone is really, really properly prepared. So the fast action bonus. The fast action bonus is for those of you who are going to take action today and purchase the course. Okay, you're going to get a credit coaching session with me absolutely free. So even in the replay of this, if you purchase the course, the day that you watch the webinar, you get this coaching session. And the coaching session, let me be very, very clear, is different than your onboarding call and your exit strategy, right? Because in those situations, in the beginning, we're making sure you understand what you're getting into and how to operate through the material that is going to be the massive material that's going to be given to you and how to take it step by step. Whereas in your exit strategy session, you're going to make sure that you understand how to repair anything that needs to be repaired should something happen in your situation, right? But a coaching session, in the coaching session, I am going to be talking to you about how to get that 800, what needs to be done, how to, heal the issues that that you've already had, but to leave those and the struggle of credit behind and move forward. The credit strategy session is extremely, extremely powerful and has been in and of itself. I've had clients say that it was worth the course was worth it just for that. So what does this cost? The total value. So personal credit empowerment was selling for about $2,500, and that was a series of like 6 courses. All of that material you're getting, okay? But you're also going to get your analysis and your analyzer, and we charge $288.88 for that currently. 1 hour of credit consulting is $200. The live Q&As, I could easily charge $50 per session. You're going to get one every month. That's another $600. Your traveling for free on credit is well worth over $2,000 because you're going to learn how to travel in a style and in a means that would normally cost the average person way over $5,000 to do, okay? And you're going to do it for free. The home buyers program by itself sells for $488. Your consult on what to do when your credit clears is $100, and that is a 30-minute session. You're going to get a discount to the business credit suite, and you're going to get a copy of Business Credit Empowerment, which is $19.95. So the total value of this course right now is $6,197.71, and technically more. Okay, so when this course was and has been priced at $1188.88, it was perfectly priced. I mean, it was a no-brainer for the thousands of people before you who have and who will, if they do not attend this webinar, that is what they will pay. And I am very much energetically aligned with $1188.88 for this material because, again, you're getting well over $6,000 worth of information, and you're only going to ever pay this once, right? This is not a join it, have monthly payments for the rest of your life. None of that. This is going to change your life, and it's going to do it in lightning speed. So $1188.88 was definitely something that I felt was perfectly priced. So now if you're wondering, will this work for me? Stop it. So I've had over 5,000 students go through my credit programs, all packaged different ways, but it's all been the same information throughout the years, and it has expanded. The information has expanded. So you will always have access, again, to any upgrades and updated information. But this has worked for thousands. Okay, so here's someone who is posting, hey, they got $6,000 approval. Somebody else telling me, hey, I did Navy Fed. Navy Fed gave $14,300 credit line. Navy Fed again, and Navy Fed is a big deal. They also got Navy Fed loan here for a truck. Um, Bought a house, right? And credit score went through the roof. 10K in credit lines, $4,000. Congratulations. So it does work. It absolutely does work. It's worked for thousands and thousands of people. Um, I would love to work with you. I would love to take you on the journey. Okay, so how do we get afloat so that we can start moving ahead, right? Is getting the Personal Credit Empowerment Suite. And how do you get the Personal Credit Empowerment Suite? So if it's not going to cost me $6,000, and because you're here today, it's not going to cost you the $1188.88 that I believe is so beautifully priced, you're going to be able to get your own personal credit suite today for $588.88. And considering everything that is involved, everything that is included, as much time from either myself or staff that you have access to, the fact that you have access to this for lifetime, plus your amazing bonuses, I mean, this is a no-brainer steal for all of you. Plus, if you act today, you register today with the program, you're going to get an hour of coaching. So there are two ways to join and get access to the Personal Credit Empowerment Suite. One is to pay in full, right, for the full suite at $588.88. Your second option is to do a suite payment plan, which is 2 payments of $310. And you get full access with your first payment. So there's nothing held back. Bonuses will be available when you have paid in full. But again, you do get a lot of bonuses, right? So you get your prevention strategy session. You're going to get a discount with the whole business credit. There are live Q&As every month. You're going to learn how to travel for free because of your credit cards. You are going to get a consult with me or one of my staff members. You are also going to get the home buying program. So now there are no excuses. Like, everything is been laid out here for you, right? Excuses don't get results. Are you going to go another year in a boat that is barely able to float? So next year you're going to have a piece of crap, on land that you can't even get in the water because you rode this boat with holes and issues and without all of its materials for days, years, decades without repair? Or are you going to enter into the decision-making mode that we talked about earlier, right? Because excuses are not going to get your results. You knowing that you need to fix your credit, which is why you're here, and I don't believe in accidents. I don't believe in coincidences. Okay? So you are here because you need it. You are here because you need another alternative. You are here because the other things that have been put before you didn't resonate with you. If this is resonating with you, being able to repair it in a short period of time, less than a year, paying once, not having to pay again, and being able to fix it even when life gets crazy, and life will happen. But your credit score will not be on a fucking roller coaster. So all of those excuses is that it takes too much time. Well, 30 minutes a week or one day for 2 hours, we've got you covered. I'm not computer savvy. All you have to do is click on the module and print the letters. Why should I let somebody else do it for me? If you could really afford someone else to do all the work for you, you would. But we did the numbers. So you know that, having the average amount of accounts on your credit score, like 10, is going to cost you upwards of thousands of dollars to have somebody else repair it. And when life happens, you're going to be back at zero, right? I've seen companies offer free credit repair or no money up front. Well, that's going to take years. That how they're regulated. So yes, they're going to say no money up front, but they're going to charge you for other things. Okay? So you need to kiss your excuses goodbye. Put on your big boy or your big girl panties and do the things that you need to do to move forward and make the necessary changes so that you can start living your dream. Row, row, row your boat. Remember, we're trying to get gently down the stream. And what I've just shared with you and this ahead method is my $100,000 transformation. And I call it my $100,000 transformation because in the years prior to me developing this method, okay, I had to spend hundreds, probably of thousands of dollars more than what was necessary because I had shitty credit. I paid more for everything. Change your life. All you have to do is believe it's possible. We have all the steps laid out for you. It's a no-brainer. Your life can truly, truly be a dream. And I would love to be your guide on your journey. So, thank you so, so much for being here. The fact that you've stayed until the end, I'm going to give you a credit secrets email course that is going to give you some insights into some things that the credit industry calls secrets. So that our system will see that you stayed till the end, and they will email you that. You're also going to get a free 20-minute webinar session with me. So if you have questions about the webinar, you can actually go to LaMeel.com and hit on the contact button and schedule that and put it in the notes that you'd like the 20-minute webinar session today, and you can get scheduled immediately. Or because you stayed till the end, our system will see that and they'll send you an email and you'll get a link to go ahead and schedule your webinar session so I can answer any questions that you have about credit pertaining that was covered or maybe not covered here in the webinar. So I appreciate your time. I know how important time and energy is, and I wish I could have kept this a little bit shorter, but the point is I really wanted you to, well, we're right at an hour and 8 minutes, so I wanted to be at 45 minutes to an hour. Sugar caused a couple of brief delays with all of her wanting to share her experiences through the webinar, but I'm glad you were here. I'm glad you stayed to the end. I really, really would love to work with you and to help you on this journey to repair. If you're interested, and you buy today, you're going to get a whole hour strategy session with me. And there we go. So yay. So a couple of people are already in the message box saying that they are on board. They have already registered for their personal credit suite with me, paid in full. So there, go ahead. You know what? You can actually go ahead and go on over to LaMeel.com, click the button, schedule it at your convenience, and put in the notes that you paid in full today, and you will get your session. Now, those sessions with me for the paid in full, those are sessions with me. Those are not sessions with my credit specialist and my staff. Those who pay in full during this webinar, or if you end up seeing this as a replay and you pay in full that day, you're going to get that session with me personally. So thank you. Thank you. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. Oh, there's another one. It's cycling, not loading. Hit reload or try opening it in a incognito browser so that you can get it there. And somebody says, I missed the payment link. So I'm going to drop the payment link back over here in the chat room. If you end up watching this on a replay, because I will have this up as a replay for a little while, the link will be below. Let's see here. The link to the webinar will be below. So you'll be able to access it there. And I'm just reading down all of the messages. This is great information. I think I'm ready. Support. So this is a question about support, and like I said, the support is unlimited. You can send as many emails a day as you want. You can text message. If the staff isn't able to answer your questions efficiently, you can ask them to schedule a time with a specialist. Sometimes that's me if it is during my hours, or it's one of the other people that I've trained who have actually been through this program. So no worries there. You know, if you are truly an energetic match to getting a new life and getting on board and getting behind having great credit and doing things in a different way, you know, because once you fix it, you've got to operate differently. So, yeah, exactly. So you've got to walk the walk, you know, and you know, if you can get behind doing something to change your life for the better, then, you know, by all means, join us. Again, I really appreciate your time, your energy, the commitment that you made to be here for a whole hour, even with Sugar adding her 2 cents in the background. I look forward to working with you guys, and I will speak to you soon.